Hello friends from Paris and Netexplo. I am happy to be here to speak to you. I am Amita Singh from India, a social scientist and a former professor at the Jawaharlal Nehru University. I am currently president of the Asia Pacific Network of Disaster Research. It's interesting that our generation rose from very traditional classrooms, which did not have any kind of a technology. It was person-to-person interaction, traditional stationery, and the dustbin in a corner of a room, which used to get stuffed with all the waste stationery, papers, pens, etc. When the digital technology came to our lives, we were somewhere in our career, and most of us tried to prevent its onslaught into our lives. But those who adopted it and inculcated the desire to learn and take it further were the ones who were winners in the end. But those who prevented its growth and adoption were the ones who were marginalized and finally, sooner or later, thrown out very fast. It's interesting that after coming of the digital technology, the person-to-person communication reduced. And to some extent, even though we were sitting under the same roof in a workplace, our communication was through the emails. But the other side of it is a very positive beginning of a new democratic society, because it took us seconds to converge against a decision that was prejudicial to our lives and our work. So the campaigns could be organized in seconds, and that is the major change that helped us to grow further into research and into our career. As I see, technology has immense potential to change our lives in many ways. You know, speaking about myself as a social scientist and a researcher, we could just go to the remotest area and send information for government reports and to government authorities within seconds, and to create a sensitivity and the speed with which they were supposed to act and decide upon providing support to these people trapped in a disaster or in some calamity. It was also important to create the kind of sensitivity that we had generated within ourselves by visits to those places, but it was very difficult to pass it on to government authorities. So the live video information that we could send to them, make them look at it with awe and say that, yes, this is where we need to take action on a priority. And the reports that we created, the statistics, the data that was immediately available to us because of our knowledge of use of digital technology, we could prepare reports much earlier than what we could have done in pre-technology times. Not just that, we were also able to, create a digital platform where we could bring all the stakeholders from the grassroots level to the higher officials and create an environment of very interactive exchange of views, which created the kind of quantum and the quality of information for policy making was really stupendous. There is a great challenge before the younger generation of girls and women today. In developing countries, besides the bigger challenges, there are some very minute challenges which may appear to be very small in developed countries, but they're one of the biggest hurdles in the lives of women, like clean toilets, accessible and safe toilets, menstrual hygiene, motherhood, childcare, breastfeeding. These are some of the very close to life challenges. And the digital media today has been bringing in so much information to them in the form of digital campaigns, in the form of apps, in the form of information on mobile, that life has become, or is turning to become, much simpler. And with access to technology, women can really benefit out of it. Women also have to see the long-term changes that are coming into their lives, what the future holds for them with the kind of technology usages that are coming into various departments of the government. Say, for example, judiciary. The changes in collection of evidences related to sexual assault, related to sexual harassment at workplaces, related to marital rape, and simple things like eve teasing, etc. These are the issues on which most of the offenders were exonerated. But because of the changes in technology, now it's becoming very difficult for them to get scot-free. Judiciary has taken note of it, and major changes across the world are coming into these areas. Forensic sciences has revolutionized in technology, and as a result of which various departments of forensic sciences have been developing gender specific departments to study various cases particularly related to women. The younger generation is a very gifted generation as far as digital media is concerned. They have been growing up with all these kinds of appliances, mobile phones, and technology, social media. They are very, very smart with that. So nothing to say on that. But there is a challenge for them waiting on the other side. They have all the benefits, but how to use it? Should that be gone just for leisure time usage technology or for entertainment purposes? Or should it also be used for advocacy, into campaigns, into something that resolves social issues? We know that there is a huge digital divide between the have-nots and the haves as far as digital technology is concerned. And can we do something about it? It's also a challenge for them to break the walls of technology and go out and meet people. Technology is not an end, but technology is for a purpose, and that's a tool. Not to lose sight, there are human beings sitting on the other side with whom they have to interact, not just on the social media, but also walk down to them, talk to them, and bring back their ideas and create new information channels on the digital media. So interaction with human beings cannot be broken down. Interaction with environment, interaction with animal and wildlife and forests, all this cannot be avoided. It also has to come back to the digital media in a very pristine form. And that is what I would suggest, that don't break your connection with nature, with human beings, with living beings, with creatures. And you may create many new things on the digital media to create a more sensitive world towards each other. Thank you.